Hi guys, let's look at Form 3 end of year exam, paper 1 theory. So the first question is that the arithmetic logic unit, the control unit, and the main memory use electrical pads or links called buses. State and explain 3 types of buses. This question comes from Form 1. And for that case, we have control bus, we have address bus, and data bus. So control bus is the pathway for all timing and controlling of functions set by the control unit to other parts of the system. Address bus, they are used to locate the storage position in memory where the next data to be processed is held, whereas we have the data bus. This is where the actual data transfer takes place. This is Form 1 topic computer systems. What is the role of special purpose memory in microprocessor? So basically the answer is always that it enhances the performance, that is, it makes it faster for operations. Differentiate between primary memory and secondary memory. Remember, this is Form 1 topic, still computer systems. So primary memory here, this is memory that is directly accessible by the CPU, whereas secondary storage, you can just talk about backup or auxiliary memory, or memory that is not directly accessible by the CPU. So the next difference is that primary memory is very expensive, secondary memory is less expensive. Then we have primary memory, they are low capacities, whereas secondary storage is high capacities. Primary memory are fast, that is access time, whereas we have slow access time on the latter. Then why is it necessary to have a UPS in computer laboratory? This is Form 1 introduction to computers. Remember, for you to pass computer, you must know which question comes from which topic. So the purpose of UPS is to regulate amount of voltage entering the computer, also to supply equipment with power temporarily, that is when power is not available. You can also add that it is used to alert the user when power goes off. Then you have question number 4. Now this is Form 3 work. State 2 data representation codes used in computers. This is coding schemes. The examiner is asking for the coding schemes. We have ASCII, BCD, EBCDIC. So we have the American Standard Code for Information Interchange. We have that uses 7 bits. We have binary coded decimal. This uses 4 bits. Then we have extended binary coded decimal interchange. This uses 8 bits. Then arrange the following data units in ascending order. We have byte, file, bit, nibble. So the examiner wants you to arrange from the smallest to the biggest. We start with the bit, that is 1 unit, nibble 4 units, byte 8, file many, that is more than 8, or a sentence. What do you understand by the term computer crime? This is Form 2 work, topic data security. So what is a computer crime? This is the use of computer hardware or software for illegal activities. For example, forgery, defrauding, stealing, etc. Committing illegal acts using a computer or against a computer system, theft or deliberate destruction of computerized data. Those 3 definitions are correct. They explain what is a computer crime. B. Explain the term social engineering as used in data security. What is social engineering? This is the act of soliciting for sensitive information from unsuspecting users using a computer system. You have seen a situation whereby guys call you using a mobile phone or using emails for you to give them passwords, credit card numbers, and pins. Those ones, we can term it as social engineering. Then we have data security is important in an institution. Describe any 2 ways in which data can be lost and mention ways on each how to prevent it. So data can be lost by attack by malicious programs, e.g. viruses, Trojan, etc. Prevention, install, and antivirus. Piracy, that is illegal copying of copyrighted data we have many ways of solving piracy. The first one, you can talk of enforcing data and information access policies. You can create certificates to verify original and fake. You can also jail such guys if they are caught. You can also talk about sabotage, that is altering or deleting data and information deliberately. Prevention, reinforce computer room. You can do something called burglar proofing by that is by putting grills or preventing people from getting to computer lab when there is nobody to monitor. So explain what is meant by distributed processing. This is whereby a processing task is shared among many computers that are in different geographical areas but connected using communication links. You can talk of ATMs, an ATM in Nyeri, an ATM in Kisumu, an ATM in Isiolo. All of them, they are operating, but they are processing data from the central system in headquarters in Nairobi. So we have list 3 editing features of word processor. The area question 7 comes from form 3, second topic, data processing. We have question number 8, list 3 editing features of a word processor. Editing means making changes. So you can talk of undo, redo, spelling checker, the saulers. You can talk of moving and copying text, find and replace, inserting and overwriting, that is insert mode and type of a mode. Those are editing. You can visit form 2, first topic, word processing. What would make relationship between the table fail? Okay, number 1, you can talk about, this is form 2 databases. Then you can talk about when data types are not similar. That is actually the main point as to why relationship may not work. Then we can also talk about if field properties are not the same. You set different field properties like size 10 field size and size 255. Those fields will not work. Then we have in a database, the field properties specify finer details to the fields and the table entries expected. State 4 field properties. When you click on a table, right now, if we launch access, if we launch access, then we create a blank database. Then right now I go to create, then table design. Here, if I type something like admission number, then text. You see, these are the field properties. These are the field properties, guys. Here, down here, these are the field properties. These ones, they are called the field properties. We have field size, format, input mask, caption, default value, validation rule, validation text, required. Those ones are the one the examiner is asking for. Those are the field properties. Then we have define the term mail merging. This is form 2, word processing. Mail merging is the process of generating personalized document or letters by combining main document with an existing data source. Instead of having this wrong definition, you can just say that mail merge is the process of sending similar document to many recipients. That one makes a lot of sense and is simple. Name 2 files. There are actually 3 files, but here the examiner wants 2 files that are created in mail merge. Usually have primary, secondary, and tertiary. You can also talk about main document or the letter, data source or the address, and the merged file. So we have the 3 files. Then the next question, number 12, distinguish between OCR and OMR. This one stands for optical character reader or optical character recognition. The next one is optical mark reader or optical mark recognition. Depends with the book you read. So OCR are used to read handwritten, computer printed characters and images, where OMR are used to detect a mark made on a piece of paper using ink or soft pencil. The latter is used for marking multiple choice exams like KCPE. Define a file, a record, and a field. This is form 3, second topic, data processing under files. So a file is a collection of related data given a unique name for ease of access. This one should be access, for ease of access. Sorry for that, guys. Then record is a collection of related fields that represent a single data entry, whereas a field is a set of characters or logical combination of characters that define a single data item. You can revisit book 3 for more scrutiny. Then we have question number 14. State 3 types of errors that occur during data processing. So we have transcription errors, e.g. transposition errors. Then computation errors, we have such like truncation or rounding off errors. We have algorithm errors like the syntax or logical errors. Then we have explain the following input-output terms as used in computer systems. Give an example for each. We have read. This is interpretation stroke access of data written on a storage media. Read. Then we have write. Write is recording data on a storage media. For the part of example, you can do that one as your homework. Then you have section B. These are 2 examples of third generation languages. We can check on that book. We have book 1, 2, 3. You can just verify that we go to book 3. We have elementary programming. Then we just go to find third generation languages. So we have the third generation languages. So examples of third generation languages here, we have the BASIC, we have Pascal, we have COBOL, Fortran, etc. So from this point here, we have the third generation languages. Examples of third generation languages include, so we have BASIC, we have Pascal, etc. So for that case, we are correct. So these are the answers: Pascal, Fortran, BASIC, COBOL. Then we have define, object code or object program, and source code. So the difference is object code is a program that has been converted to a machine readable form, whereas a source code, this is a program written in specific programming language and has not been converted to machine readable form. Then differentiate between a compiler and an interpreter. So a compiler is fast in translation, whereas an interpreter is relatively slow, translate line by line. The compiler translates the whole program at once. The interpreter translates line by line, so it takes less memory. So that one takes us to the next point, that compiler takes up larger memory, whereas an interpreter takes less memory. On the other hand, compiler saves time because an executable file is saved, but an interpreter, whenever you run the program, it must go line by line interpreting it again. So for that case, that is that. So we just go back to this point here. Go to this point here. Go to this site, click, go to location. So we go to the question paper. We want to see the flow chart. So this is the paper we are doing. This is the paper we are going through. So we have this marking scheme. We have this flow chart for that case. So we have this flow chart. Start S equals to 1, then enter Y. The next point is that Y divided by 10. Then here, you just need to maximize this so that we see everything. So S equals to 1, enter Y. Okay, when you start by processing S equals to 1, then here enter Y. So the next point is that the value of Y is divided by 10. Then a decision is made. Is Y less than 10? If no, So the value of s is incremented by 1, and that becomes, if s was 1, it becomes 2. If the condition is true, for that case, you print s. And for that case, we are given two values. Give the expected output from the flowchart when the value of y is 48. So you take 48 divided by 10, that is 4.8. And for that case, the condition is not true. So s becomes 2. The next one is 800. 800 divided by 10. That is true. So s is 1. So you get those answers. And for that case, we just go back to our marking scheme here. So you get the first answer is 1, the second answer is 2. That is how that one is done. So write the pseudocode. The pseudocode is statements explanation of what is happening in the system. So the system, this is the pseudocode. The system starts, s sets s to 1, read y, repeat if y equals to this one until y equals to 10. Then the next point is define the following terms as used in spreadsheets. We have automatic calculation and what-if analysis. So automatic calculation means once you change a value or a formula, the result automatically changes. Then what-if analysis, it is a system that is used to it is a system that is used for prediction, to give suggestion on how to change incorrect formula. What-if analysis. So this one, it's a formula. It's a formula used to predict outcomes. It's a system used to predict outcomes. Then what happens if you see hash error? That means expand the column width. It means the results cannot fit in a given cell, so expand the column width. The worksheet below shows the information of Biashara Enterprise Company. Study it carefully and answer the question that follows. Note better, 10% of basics is deducted as tax. So guys, I write an expression that can be used to get the total of basic pay. So this is the answer. It's equals to sum. You can write the ABCD here so that you can be in a position to get that. So this is the answer. The next one, given that 10% is placed in B8, write an expression used to an absolute. So this is the answer for that case. Calculate the number of employees, use the count function. Calculate Joyce's gross pay. You can either use a formula or a function. Sum of B4 up to C4. Calculate the Joyce net salary. That becomes the basic minus the basic minus the deduction. Then you get the net. What is a master page and what is the purpose of master page in DTP? A master page is a page used to design a common layout to be applied in all other pages. So its work is to give a layout that will be applied to all other pages. Then state 3 hardware factors which should be considered when selecting an operating system for your laptop. So you can consider the processor speed measured in gigahertz, hard disk capacity measured in GB or TB, main memory measured in GB. Also you can consider the basic design of the computer, whether Lenovo, HP, Toshiba, etc. One-to-many relationship means a student can borrow many books. Okay, that one is the let's see what is asked in the question about the relationship. So this is the question, guys. You can get copies of these exams from my website and their marking scheme. The URL of my website is just down below this video. So we have this one. We have state 3 hardware factors that should be considered when selecting an operating system, 3 marks. The next question is state and explain the following type of relationship. You see now here we have one student with many books. That means one student can borrow many books. Then the next question is why is a DTP publisher, a desktop publisher preferred in designing document than a word processor? The next one is explain the difference between primary key and index as used in database. So we go to the marking scheme. The answer there was one-to-many relationship means one student can borrow many books. Why is a desktop publisher preferred? The answers are: every item on a page is contained in a frame and can be edited and formatted independently. Stories can be contained in a single frame and threaded between several frames. Frames need not flow in logic sequence. For example, a story on page 1 may be continued on page 8. Master page are used to set a common layout which may be repeated on several pages, e.g. a logo or page numbers. Publications can be printed in a form suitable for commercial printing, e.g. using color separations. Wide range of templates is available, e.g. brochure, booklets, posters, business cards, etc. Also, you can include calendars. Multiple stories from different authors can be handled with ease. So guys, this is a very powerful question. Explain the difference between primary key and an index. So a primary key is a unique field identifier for a database record, while an index is a key used to more quickly find those, or you can just say it is a key used to speed search in a database. Define the following terms: website, ISP. A website is a group of related web pages or other resources located on a web server. An ISP stands for Internet Service Providers. It's a company or an organization that provides internet services. Then we have outline the stages of data processing. So usually have them in second topic or form 3. We have data collection, we have data input, we have processing, we also have output and for future use. So you can just check that one from your textbook. So subtract this one from this one using one's complement. So this one, what you do for this calculation, you first of all rewrite it. So I'll just show you how that one is done here using 2's complement, how you subtract this. So what you do, you will write it as 0111 minus plus this one. You are telling the examiner that computer does not subtract but adds up everything. So this is 1. So that is this is 1. That is the first step. The second step is converting this part to 1's complement. That means you negate. So this becomes 10110. That is now in 1's complement. This is now in 1's complement. 2's complement of a number is 1's complement of a number plus 1. So you take this one 0, 11, 0, you add 1. So this becomes what? Let's add 1 here. Let's add our 1. You add our 1 there. So when we add our 1 here, this becomes 0, 1, 1, 1. That way. So now this one is in our, this is one is in 2's complement. This one is in 2's complement. So you take this one, you add it back to the other one. So this answer of ours 0, 1, 2, 3 plus, now you add the other one. The original one was 0, 1, 2, 3. So our answer becomes what? So our answer becomes 1 plus 1 is 10. The other one becomes now 11. The other one becomes 11. 1 plus 1 is 10. Carry 1 becomes 11. Carry 1 becomes again 11. 11. Like that. So that is the answer. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one becomes 1 plus 1. This becomes 1 plus 1, 0. 1 plus 1 plus 1, that becomes 11. Yeah, Therefore, that's how you go about it. Let me just see whether we have messed up somewhere. But basically here, this is 2c, 2c, this is 2c. Then from there we add this. 1 plus 1, 0, carry 1. 11, carry 1. Initially this was how many? This is this is 1's complement. This becomes 0, 1, 1, 0. You add 1. When you add 1, when you add 1 to this one, this becomes 1, 1, 1, 0. Then you add it here. So this becomes 0, 1, 1, 1. So I'm supposed to take this, subtract this from this. Okay, probably from this one here, I don't need to use 2's complement, so I can just subtract directly, subtract from this. So we take 1, 0, 0, 1 minus, well, this is direct subtraction, had not noted that, 0, 1, 1, 1. So basically what you do, the first one becomes 0. The first one becomes 0. So this becomes 0. 1 minus 1 becomes 0. Then you take this one here, becomes 10. 10 minus 1 becomes 1. This becomes 10. So this one becomes, this becomes 0. This becomes 10. 10 minus 1, this becomes 1. Then we made a 1. 1 minus 1, 0. So this is the answer. The answer becomes that one. So we go to the next one. Using 2's complement, subtract 4 from this one. The first step is to change 4 to binary and also 7 to binary. Then you bitwise not. That means one where there is 0 becomes 1, where there is 1 becomes 0. To get 2's complement, it is 1's complement plus 1. Then you take the first answer, you add it to the second answer. So these ones you need to just do practice on that case. This one you are converting, so you go to the table and take the values, the binary values, and arrange them here, then you combine them together. So for that case, for the mathematics part, you can also watch my video on binary representation. The URL is just down below this video, so that you can be in a position to see how these calculations are done. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Remember to subscribe. Remember to come back to my channel to see what's new. Also, there is a website link down here to download these papers for free. Thank you very much.